Did you ever say you're sorry, even though you're not to blame? Did you ever take upon yourself the brunt of something, even though it really wasn't deserved of you? That we might call as an Ubermensch, is a real, unique, and special individual. They're not to blame, but yet they can take it on their shoulders. I'm sure we've all experienced something like that in our lives. You weren't to blame for whatever reason, but yet you're able to say you're sorry. You're able to do that. Pretty powerful. Indeed. Welcome to Tanya Today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zichin Kedeshim in Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. We are in chapter 29, dealing with very introspective, deep, demanding growth that for you and I only apply, or for all of us, for that matter, for anybody, after we have worked on 28 chapters before this. As we have mentioned in the past, we continue to mention all the time, Tanya is not merely something to learn, but it's something to live with, to adapt into our lives, and to make it real. Many times I've said in one word, Tanya is mamish. It's authentic, it's real. It's something, the real something. Even though there are many abstract ideas, many spiritual ideas, and that's the whole point, to make them real for us, that we live with. So the Beinoni, who has a dullness of heart and wants to remove that dullness, not to just get out of a bad place, but to get into a good space. And that good space is a spontaneity of the heart that feels the attachment to the divine, feels the passion in life, and wants to reignite that. But sometimes the log is too big to be ignited in the bonfire. The fire is too small. Sometimes what we know isn't enough to ignite us in our hearts, to bring us to a passion. So we might be coming here to learn Tanya, and it's without a passion. Been there, done that. I mean, I'm not talking about anybody here, of course. But, life without that passion. And the Beinoni wants to bring that back. And when we speak out about passion, we don't mean merely a passion, for what is passionate for you, but it's about the passion in the bond and the connection to the divine, to God, to the divine soul, that it's real and authentic for us. So the Beinoni is doing many different types of meditations, thinking on how to bring down the obstacle from within, because our problems are only from within. They mirror themselves on the outside, but they're really only from within. So Yesterday we spoke that the Beinoni will look back even to the past and keep sins of the youth, in mind, even though already dealt with them. The tshuva, penitence, own them. But still, as the heart has many layers, there's more layers in the heart that you go deeper and deeper within the heart, that you find a greater awareness of the pain that you have pained another when you did something wrong. Now that he continues, even if a person is innocent of sins of youth, be, as the Holy Zohar says, Mora de Chushbena, a master of accounts. In other words, deal with your life like a business. A business, you're always looking to do more business, to improve. If there's a way to improve and to make the bottom line better, you don't look for an excuse of why you didn't implement this. So, I got triggered the other day, so I didn't do this in the business. I was kind of asleep at the wheel, and my head was elsewhere because of these anxiety that I have in this area in life. Not interested. Your boss ain't interested, and if it's your business that you own, you wouldn't be interested in such an excuse, because you realize it's just an excuse. So a master of account means to face your stuff totally, like it's a business. And your life is your business. Not your business, you can do whatever you want. Treat it like a business, not like you're a worker for somebody. So I wasted some time. When you're working for someone else and you waste time, first of all, you're not allowed to, because it's someone else's time that they're paying you. But the attitude is, so I wasted some time. Or, this time was not productive in bringing a greater net profit. But when it's your own business and you wasted time, and you realize because of that the net profit's not going to be as great, a different attitude. So that's what the Zohar says. To be a master of accounts, master is like it's your own business, your life. Which that itself is, when you think about it, is phenomenal. To take. Now, the Alter Rebbe takes this to an nth degree over here. So, when you have the accountant working on the books, and where there was a waste of money, everything you're going to make an accounting of. Where you wasted money, where it was a good investment, and not such a good investment. All of that is going to be gone through and judged. And that's running a good business. Now, it doesn't mean you have to come down on yourself necessarily. It's not about coming down on yourself. It's about auditing everything in your business. So likewise in our lives is more important than our business. And to own it means to audit it. Oy. The Alter Rebbe goes out and says here, where does the audit take place? Is it only in the last year? Do you only audit the business in the last year? Well, in a business, maybe. Because for the books, for the government, for yourself, and how to grow, so maybe the last year is sufficient. But this is your life, so therefore, the Alter Rebbe said, actually, Audit your life from the beginning of your life. Every thought, every word, every action. As I said, this is chapter 29. Don't try this unless you've done 28 chapters before. I'd be quite frank, I haven't done this. I'm not there. But everything in my life, from the beginning, was it directed towards God, or was it just directed for, my own pleasure, from my own, narcissist, lustful, whatever it is ways? That's called truly owning your life. That's the Beinoni. Right? What does it mean? Because any thought that was not towards God, so therefore it's an expression of klipa. It's a vehicle for impurity, even if it's merely a negative thought. And every time I did good, it's a vehicle for the divine connection. So this is what the Beinoni is doing in order to bring down the negativity from within and to recognize that, there's always room for improvement. Not over much more than that, but to break the negativity of the klipa from within, of the animal nature of our animal soul. This is more than that. This is more than penitence, right? Because this is going back so far. So what's the take home for us? Take home for us, try to make one excuse less for whatever's going on in your life. Oh, I woke up late. Oh, I got stuck because of this. It's an excuse. And you may not, and it's not about, and a very important point over here, it's not about the blame game. See, Western culture is, we point fingers and we blame. Shame on you. You're to blame because look what you did. That's not at all the point over here. The Beinoni is not blaming. Beinoni doesn't blame themselves. That's not the point. Because blame is only about you're guilty, feel bad, and you're rotten. And many people try to do that to us. Don't let them. Because you're not rotten. You're whole, you're complete, and you're worthy. And the Beinoni knows that. But the Beinoni isn't satisfied with that. To feel good about myself. I don't want to feel good about myself. Is that what life is about? I really feel good. I did that mitzvah. I helped that person. I really feel good about myself. That's narcissist. And you did good. And Beinoni is about not feeling good. And not just doing good, but doing better. Doing better. And that's what the point over here is. If we find an excuse, so then I can feel good. But if I don't use the excuse, then it's just about trying to be better. Because I don't need that excuse. Because I'm looking only to be a better. If you're a Jew, a better Jew. If you're not Jewish, a better human being. Better in the eyes of God. Better servant of God. That's all I'm trying. So I'm not, I'm not looking for the excuse so that I could feel better. I'm looking at how I could improve. And that's the message over here of what it means, Mara de Chujbano, a mastering your life, auditing your life. So the way the Beinoni is doing it over here is very all-encompassing and tremendous. Don't go there. Go with one thing. One thing that is your go-to excuse. Now, you may have a good reason for the excuse. You're not to blame. Fine. Yeah. Don't use it. Don't excuse yourself with that. Because that's not going to help you improve. That's not going to help you get closer to being authentic and real. So don't use it. It's our natural thing to go to. I dare anybody try this. It's not going to be comfortable in the beginning. So like when someone says to you and points a finger at you and says, you blew it, you did this, you did that. So naturally, we want to give the reason why we did that, and it's okay. Imagine not giving that, and just trying to figure out how I could improve, even though I wasn't to blame with what happened. But all I'm looking to is to own my business. My life is my business, meaning treat it as a business that you own. And even though you could find an excuse, you don't want the excuse because you want the profit. So you're going to figure out how to implement it to be a part of your life. And take from what that person is saying that might be off, might be wrong even, and was inappropriate of them to say. Yet, there's something there that I could profit from and grow from it. So I'm not going to find the excuse. I won't express it. Try it, folks. And if you're brave enough, share it with me when you do. TRC Sunday night, we'll do that.
No shortcuts.
TRC Sunday night, we'll do that Sunday night. Okay. Diane is studying for the merit of Yoram Metzger, an 80-year-old who's still a hostage. Boy. And also for Michelle Nissenbaum, a 59-year-old, also dedicating to learning in their merit. They can't do mitzvahs, so we're doing mitzvahs for them. AdoptAhostage.net. Do a mitzvah. Susanna, today is the yahrzeit of her mother's father, her grandfather, Yosef ben Yehuda. May his neshama go from strength to strength. May his neshama go from strength to strength. Very good. Anybody else? I don't see. Do you think a person facing, Brett says, a crisis, for example, a health threat, is more likely to be passionate about their spiritual journey? If so, what are the implications of this motivation? Maybe that's, not that I know why God does things, but at least this is something positive that can come out of a challenged health situation. And a person focuses in on their spirituality. Maybe they wouldn't get there otherwise, because we don't own our lives. So we don't own our lives, our spiritual lives, and make it our business. Therefore, when something happens, that opens up our eyes. So that's how I take it, as just, an opportunity that our eyes are open to seeing that God's communicating with me and telling me not only get physically well, I get spiritually well. Excellent. Okay, folks, amazing. By the way, if there's ever, a yurt site, this and that, Susanna, if you have a pushka at home, put money into the pushka in honor of your grandfather. That's not only the learning in his merit, but give tzedakah. Very important. All right. Rambam coming up. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you for Chabad Zurich and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and pleasure to share with you, Tanya. An amazing, great day. Thank you for joining.